So this next video should be a warning to people who don't know how to respect other people's property, privacy, and safety. Leave people alone.
Now to breaking news overnight on Houston's north side. An alleged Peeping Tom is shot and killed outside of a home on Irvington Boulevard. The woman told police she saw the man looking through her window, so she grabbed a rifle, shot through the wall, hitting that man several times. The woman is cooperating with investigators. So far, no charges have been filed.
Had this happened in a different state other than Texas, I'm almost positive they would have charged her. And the reason why they probably would have charged her is because they'll say something to the effects of, oh, well, he was nothing more than a trespasser, and therefore there was a barrier between you and him, and so forth and so on, and therefore he didn't pose a lethal threat to you, and you used excessive force. However, this is Texas, and I was born and raised in Texas. And the one thing I know, being born and raised in Texas, you stay off of people's property. There have been times where I have been lost, and I have immediately realized I was on somebody else's property, and I did everything in my power to get off of their property as quickly as possible. And I'm not even a criminal. So that should tell you something. It's about respect. Respect people's property, respect people's privacy. Now, I'm not saying that the moment you accidentally step on someone's property that you should just start blasting away, but to be walking around someone's home and peeping through their windows, this is a place, your home is your castle. That is the place where you should feel at the bare minimum the safest and completely at peace. So the idea that somebody can go snuffing around your property, snuffing around your house and peeping through your window, you basically get what you deserve. This is Texas, and I'm pretty sure she's not going to get charged here in Texas, and she shouldn't get charged here in Texas. But what that should tell everyone else out there who decides that they want to go peeping around people's homes, don't do it. Just leave people alone. Let's talk about the gun she used. She used the rifle. As far as I'm concerned, and what I keep hearing from all the anti-gun people is nobody uses the rifle for self-defense. You don't need a rifle for self-defense. Well, she just used a rifle to shoot through a wall and kill a guy who she felt endangered by. That should tell you something about the importance of having a rifle on hand, and the fact that she was a woman with a rifle, because let Joe Biden tell it.
You don't need an AR-15. It's harder to aim, it's harder to use, and in fact, you don't need 30 rounds to protect yourself.
Right. She just went freaking Call of Duty on this dude, and now you're trying to tell me that the AR-15 is harder to aim and harder to shoot? I think not. But then also keep this in mind as well for the people who do have AR-15s and guns of the sort in their places. Understand that bullets do go through walls, and when they go through walls, they still are very much lethal. So keep that in mind and keep that in perspective whenever you set up your home defense setup as far as what gun you decide to use, and understanding where you might be shooting if you did find yourself in a home invasion type situation where you had to defend yourself. I do the same thing. I take into account what walls I share with people and what walls I don't share with people, and whether I do share a wall but you have brick that would possibly stop a bullet. I think a lot of people should actually, it would do a lot of people justice to understand the difference between concealment and cover. There are a lot of resources on YouTube that you can go to look this up. But by and large, I want to say bravo to this woman for taking her responsibility to keep herself safe into her own hands. I think that's the way it should be. I feel like, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who live in states that if they had done the same thing, they'd probably be in jail right now. And I think that's ridiculous. And I think even our brothers up to the north in Canada would even further be in serious trouble. And that's the one aspect of these types of shootings that people don't understand. People are so quick to critique and judge the way a particular person handles their self-defense encounter. But what we don't ever do is look at the person who's creating the situation in the first place. Why are you peeping into someone's home? Why are you doing these things? So, as far as I'm concerned, I think all the blame and all the critique and all the analysis needs to be on that person. And I think we need to err on the side of empowering people, especially women living by themselves, the ability to protect themselves as effectively as possible. You know how frightening it is to think about what happens in the moments before, during, and even days after having to use your gun in self-defense? When you first start carrying a gun for protection, it can be a very scary and nerve-wracking experience, especially if you haven't gotten the education and training you need to feel confident. I've been there myself, hoping I never have to go through a self-defense shooting, which is why I'm a member of the USCCA. As a USCCA member, you can eliminate some of the stress of carrying a gun for protection by accessing the amazing wealth of firearm education, training, and current state-specific gun laws of your state or states you may travel to. This can help you be prepared for or hopefully even avoid a self-defense incident. As a bonus, members automatically become insured on the self-defense liability insurance policy purchased by and issued to the USCCA. Click below to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, make sure you hit that bell symbol.